Alright, this is a video to show you how to adjust the sensitivity and also program whether or not you want to use the trackball, or if you do have a spinner on your machine, how to set it up to use either one with a game type like Arkanoid, because Arkanoid can use either one and you can control it well whether or not you have a spinner or no spinner. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and load up Arkanoid here, just running in our background, and you can see it's saved my state from the last time, so it's right in the middle of a game right now. So I'm going to go ahead and reset it and bring it back to the beginning. So now I'll just reset the game so I can pick up from a brand new game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down one player start, push right, and what I'm going to do is go into input this game, because that applies only to this game. And what we're looking for, whether you're setting up the trackball or you're setting up the spinner, we're going to look for dial analog here. Dial analog is actually the controller that moves the paddle guide back and forth. So I'm going to highlight that. Right now it says NA, so it's not programmed at all. I wanted to start out from scratch here. And I'm just going to clear it out, and I'm going to move the trackball to the left or to the right. And you're going to see it's going to assign mouse 1X. It just sees this as a mouse, and it's just really a big giant mouse. So we got that set up for mouse 1X. And you don't need to set the analog decrease or increase, it automatically sets that. And now I'm going to go ahead and play the game. Let me go back down here, return to game. I'm going to credit it up, start it out here. We're going to see how sensitive the trackball is and how well it controls, and I'll show you how to modify that as well. If you want to make it more sensitive, less sensitive. So anyway, I can move back and forth here, and it takes a considerable amount of movement, but if you want it to be sensitive, more sensitive, or less sensitive, you can actually get in and change that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave the game run. You can pause it if you want, but hold down one player start and push right again. We're going to go into analog controls. And this is where you can configure how often the machine actually reads what you're doing on the trackball, and also how sensitive it is every time it reads that position. So mainly what we're going to mess with is the sensitivity, because the speed doesn't really do that much. I think you probably leave it set somewhere in the middle or whatever the factory default is, and it should be good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change this. It was set at 30, so I'm going to set it at 15. And you'll see that's taking that sensitivity and cutting it in half. So what we're going to do now is return to prior menu. I'm going to return to the game and start another game here. Credit it up, start it out, and we'll get started again. And I'll show you, if you can see my hand, how much I'm moving it. It should take twice as much movement now to make it go that same distance. So now when I'm moving back and forth, you see I'm moving much slower. I got to move that trackball a lot before it moves where I want it to. So that'll make it less sensitive. Now if I want to get in and turn it up even more sensitive than it starts out, I go back to analog controls, hit my enter button, which is the third button on your second player, and I'm going to go back to dial sensitivity, and I'm going to crank it up. Let's move it up to, oh, it's set at 30 initially, so let's move it to 60. And we're going to go back in, and you're going to see how much faster my guy moves there. I got to credit it, start over again here. Probably be faster to pause the game maybe, but I just want to show that you can do it, just do it on the fly here. Once you get it set where you want it to be, you can leave the machine, you can exit out of the game and it'll save these settings so you don't have to come back in. But you can see now how sensitive my trackball is. Okay? Alright. So anyway, if we want to, let me bring this menu back up again. If I like that setting, I can just leave it there. When I exit out of the game, it's going to save it. But what I'm going to do, I don't have a spinner on this machine, but you're going to set it up just the same way. If you want to play this with a spinner, which is actually the original control that it played with, you're going to go under input this game again, which is just for this individual game. We're going to scroll down where it says dial analog. You're going to clear that out, and then you're just going to turn your spinner. And when you turn the spinner, it's going to enter a different number there, probably mouse 2X or 3X or 4X, depending on if you have light guns and things like that. These are just the numbers that the machine assigns to each analog control, whether it's your trackball, spinner, light gun, steering wheel, or even an analog joystick if you have that on your order. But you're just going to clear this out. You're going to turn the spinner. It's going to automatically set it to that. You're going to exit out, and you'll be good to go. So that's basically how you set up your trackball, and you can set it up for just about any game that uses analog control. You can change it from the trackball to the spinner or vice versa, and you can get up and get playing really fast and configure the game exactly how you want it to be played. Thank you very much.